trained technicians at a Mahindra service center do not know how to remove a TPMS sensor. They're using a knife to cut off the sensor and then using a blast to pull it out. Hi guys, welcome back to Automobile Infos. Today I am headed to the service center again. This is my third visit in not even 4,000 kilometers. Multiple issues. You can see the TPMS error. This hasn't gone. The memory seat function doesn't work. When I press the button, it should move to its position, but it doesn't. Fit and finish issues like the rear spoiler coming out, etc. is there. The service reminder is popping up again after OTA 28 update which we got recently. I already removed the service reminder once after that, but it's come back again. And there are a few more issues which I'll attach. I'm yet to get the V5 update, which is now the 6.212 with the stable version. No custom mode, no driver profiles for me yet. And I'll also ask them if there's any update about the suspension or when they actually plan to refine the software of this car. So I just got done with the running repairs for my BE6. As I told you, it had multiple issues. So I reached the service center at 10:30 and it is 4:23 here. So you can see that 11:30, 12:30, 1:30, 2:30, 3:30, 4:30. It took me 6 hours to get this work done. So this tells you how overcrowded Mahindra service centers really are. So in these 6 hours, what did they do? First, they did the manual learning for the TPMS and that did not fix the issue. I'd already done the manual learning myself and I've also posted a video on the channel. But I didn't tell them that I had already did the manual learning because I wanted them to work as they wanted to. After doing the manual learning, the rear right wheel was still showing the error as it was for me earlier. And that meant that they had to change the sensor. First they told me that the sensor will take 8 to 10 days to arrive, and one of the guys told me that none of the EVs so far have required a TPMS sensor change and mine was going to be the first one, so they did not have the sensor. But just a couple of minutes after, another guy brought the sensor. He told me that the sensor is same for the EVs and for the ICE vehicles like the 7XO, the Scorpio and Tharox, etc. All the ones that get the TPMS sensor. So this is the TPMS sensor. The MRP is 1000, but obviously it will be replaced under warranty. This is the sensor. This is the part that you see out from the wheel where you fill the air. This is what they're going to now change. So then they took my car, they removed the rear right wheel and they separated the tire from the alloy just a little bit. According to me, they should have removed the complete tire from the alloy. They just created enough space for them to insert their tools. Secondly, I'll keep attaching clips so wherever possible. They used a knife to cut the previous sensor open. I mean, I don't think that that's professional behavior. Like, who does that? They were pulling it with a pliers and cutting it with a knife. I'm pretty sure that's not how a TPMS sensor should be changed. but that's all they knew. And when I told them that why are you doing it like this, they said that ऐसे ही होता है. Also, I told them to remove the complete wheel, complete tire from the alloy, and then change the and then remove the previous sensor. But they were like, that is increasing our workload and that is not required. Again, I don't think that this was professional behavior, but you can't say much. Then I was filming them while doing this, and after a point of time, they asked me to stop recording. I did stop recording because I didn't want any hassle, but I still feel that they should be more professional with their work, and if someone is actually recording them, then they should actually work even better and not ask us to stop recording. Anyways, I didn't get the V5 or the V6, so no 5.312 and no 6.212. When I asked the guy, he said that the stable version for those softwares is still yet to be released, and the ones that are being rolled out are just like beta versions. He didn't use the word beta, but saying that they are unstable versions basically means that they are beta. So I did not get the custom mode, the driver profiles, NFC, nothing. And about the NFC, they said that the NFC cards have arrived at their accessory shop, but they're not able to sell the NFC cards because the software for that is not yet enabled. Even the service center guys were frustrated because they said that they've bought the inventory of the NFC cards, but they're not able to sell it because there is no supporting software. When I asked them the timeline for the stable release of the major versions, they actually had nothing to say. They had no information from Mahindra. There has not been any official notice as far as they know. So the next issue was the base cut issue, and regarding that, the base cut issue is finally fixed. They actually updated the bootloader version. He called it the boot 190 version. My previous version was 180, I think so, and he updated me to 190. So with that, the base cut issue is finally gone, and I can finally listen to music in peace. So actually some people got the base cut issue fixed before the FSW028 OTA, and that 28 OTA for the BE6 and 31 for the 9E ruined the music quality again. I had not got my base cut issue fixed originally, and I just got it fixed now after the FSW28 OTA, and the base cut issue is gone. So what I presume is that the 28 OTA actually reflashed the amplifier or whatever, but they can manually change it back, and now it is superb again. This is actually the first time that I'm experiencing music like this. I never got to experience the music at its full capacity, but now that's finally happening. Next, regarding the suspension, well, they actually performed the suspension learning. I'll actually have to drive for a couple of days to give any opinion. I will not jump to opinions because I know that the suspension is inconsistent, and driving for just a couple of kilometers and then telling my review would not be fair. I'll take the car to the regular route where I drive, and then I'll be able to tell if it is actually better. My memory seat was also not working, as I've showed it in a short and a reel also. I press the button and it stops moving in between. They performed the learning for the driver's seat as well. I'll also post a shot on how to do the learning. So if the memory seat is not working for you, like you press the number and it doesn't move to its position in one go, you can try that and it will hopefully fix your issue. How was my experience? I'll actually say that it was average, because first it took 6 hours. The car was done by 3 o'clock and they took 1.5 hours just to make the gate pass. And also there was a rubber beading from the left door that was coming out. So they put some glue on it and they fixed both sides. Left was coming out considerably more and right was a little better. I also showed in my fit and finish issues that the rear spoiler was shaky. It felt like it will come out. The service advisor actually told me that the rear spoiler has locks, the plastic locks thing between it in the middle. So he said that for them to apply glue on its edges, they'll have to remove the entire piece, and I did not risk it because it's Mahindra and it's a service center. So I'm not sure if they'll be able to fix it back to the way it is. It is better than what it might be after they remove it. So I just asked them to not do anything. I actually have to take this car to the detailing studio where I got its PPF done. There are just a couple of edges that are coming out, which is I think common with PPF. I also have to get PPF on these 4 buttons, which they didn't do. So I'll just ask them if they have an alternate to how they can stick the spoiler again. Apart from that, so no major changes here. The driving feel is still same. Also, the guy that was updating the software was really good. He actually held my steering and felt that it was shaking a little bit. So I've also observed that shaking, but what I originally thought is that so when the blind view monitor turns on, your steering vibrates. So I originally thought that the steering was slightly loose for that vibration, but he told me that it is not normal and he actually tightened this by himself. So props to him. So in conclusion, the music is better. The suspension, I will actually post a detailed video after driving for a few more kilometers and a couple more days. The little things here and there, like the beatings and stuff, they're fine now. The TPMS error, I'll show you. So if I go to exterior and then tires, you can see that the TPMS error is finally gone. It was there for, I don't know, I think a couple of months, but now I can finally see the PSI of all 4 tires. So I'll actually show the software version of my car, just in case you can spot a difference in the bootloader or the application version. Those were on 3.912. Oh, here. So you can see that I'm still on 3.912. Let me know if you can spot a change in bootloader version or application version. Probably either of these things got updated individually and that fixes the base cut. He told me boot 190, but I don't see anything here as 190. Apart from that, no major changes. As I said, it just took a lot of time and they did not wash the car. They said they were ready to do it, but it will take another 2 to 3 hours and I was not ready to sit there till 7:30. So I skipped the washing. I'll just wash it when I reach home. I think that's about it. They fixed most of the issues I had, bearing just the fit and finish here and there, but that is still fine. Comment down below if you have any questions. Subscribe to Automobile Infos for more such content. Please like the video if it helped, share it, comment down below what you'd like to see next. I'll see you soon with the review on the suspension after they performed suspension learning. Until then, drive safe and have a happy journey.